Welcome to the Stress Outlet. My name is Dr. Kimberly Quinn, and I'm here with the Golden Boys today. Truman's just barely starting to get off the leash. He's just a little guy, and he's very food motivated, which is helpful. I can bring treats and then get him back, which is important. Anyway, we wanted to talk about, just like we've talked about with anxiety, because fear and anxiety are obviously very interconnected. You know, the what if, because of, thoughts first, feelings second, right? We cannot feel fearful without allowing, and it's allow. We are letting them in the passenger side, hopefully not in the driver's seat or in the mental living room. We cannot feel fearful unless we allow the fearful thinking first. That is so incredibly important to remember, because after all, we are in charge. We don't always feel like we're in charge. We're feeling out of control. If we've allowed that fearful pattern, we talked about pattern recognition, to just freely roll through, moving us out of our own driver's seat into the passenger, moving us into the trunk, well, that's not going to be a pleasant existence. So the only way out is through. We talked about that with anxiety. We're talking about it now with fear, because that is just how it is. And courage is not the absence of fear. I think sometimes people get that confused. Courage is not the absence of fear, right, Jay? Right. It's acknowledging the fear, that it's there, that's probably not moving, and walking forward regardless of that tightening in the chest, just choosing to move forward, because the only way out is through. This is why, I go and talk about anxiety and fear and at colleges and avoidance behavior, is that each and every time we cave into it. I'm not saying it's not human to do that, sure. But when we enable it, like we do with accommodations in college for anxiety, which is fear. It's like, what if this with the class? What if that with the class? And we give them all this permission to miss the class. I'm only talking about accommodations with anxiety. That's it. Then it gets that much harder next time. You cave in, you don't go to class, you get a big feel-good fix, and then what? It's harder next time, because the only way out is through. It's the same thing with our everyday fear and mind chatter that we have. So we've got to remember, acknowledge it as a pattern, ask for clarity, whether it's God for you, the universe, higher power source, whatever. Ask for clarity, and then move forward in that direction. Take a big, deep breath, focus on your courage. The only way out is through. And the thing is, these things will all pass. That's so cliche to say, oh, this too shall pass. But it will. And each and every time we do walk the class, that's a college student example. It can be, fill that in with whatever your life stage you're in. Whenever we overcome that urge to back up and avoid, okay, it's like a deposit in the self-esteem bank, in the resilience bank, in the courage bank, each and every time. So the only way out is through, and that's it, my friends. That's a fact, Jack.